I'm Law Murray for ClipperBlog. Got a special guest with the Chicago Bulls in town, Sean Highkin of The Athletic. Sean,
What's going on, man?
how's everything going, man?
It's good.
Bulls road trip.
It's been good. I mean, it's a bit of a long road trip. This is their first big road trip of the year, but, they're 2-1 now. They had their wins against Portland and Utah's first loss tonight against the Clippers. They were up 19 at one time, so, it was an interesting night.
The thing about this night, the Clippers is their third straight weekend of a Friday and a Saturday game. So they're used to the back-to-back life. The Bulls had a day off, and they jumped out on the Clippers early. You mentioned a 19-point lead. You guys, I'm sure you're used to Dwayne Wade making more threes than last year. That was already a thing. But career high 6 threes. How do you feel like the Bulls got Dwayne going early here?
Well, I mean, it's just the kind of thing. Every day after practice, he is working with Fred Hoiberg, who obviously was a very good shooter during his years as a player, on his three-point form. And he actually changed his form at one point during the season, or during training camp, where he used to be shooting threes the same way that he would shoot a fadeaway, and Fred kind of corrected that, and so he's making his threes a lot more consistently. He's not taking a ton of them, except in games like this. He'll have games where he takes 5 or 6, but he's not taking a ton of them. But it's the kind of thing, Dwayne is going to shoot that shot when he's got it, and then if he hits a couple, then he's going to get going.
Now, Dwayne hit 6 threes in all. After the 6-3, Bulls offense goes in the tank. They missed 8 of their last 9 shots for the last 6.5. And the interesting thing for the Clippers was that DeAndre Jordan, J.J. Redick, Luc Mbah a Moute, 3 guys who've been part of one of the best, if not the best, starting lineup of this young NBA season weren't on the floor. It was Austin Rivers, Jamal Crawford, and especially Maurice Spates.
No buckets.
How do you feel that, number one, affected just what the Bulls did as far as their lineups, and then how did that affect the pivotal play with 20 seconds left with Blake getting a matchup with Jimmy Butler at the end there?
Well, in particular, Maurice Spates, all the shots that he was hitting in the fourth quarter, you have to think that affected Fred Hoiberg's decision to stick with Bobby Portis in the lineup as one of the bigs, as opposed to Robin Lopez, who had a pretty solid, that Blake Griffin dunk aside, which we will get to, I'm sure. But aside from that, Robin had a pretty solid game, but he didn't play at all in the fourth quarter, and part of that is because, Maurice Spates is a big man who's a threat to hit shots from the outside, and Robin isn't really a guy who's going to go out on the perimeter and defend a guy like that. So, you have to think if Spates wasn't hitting all those shots and Doc brought DeAndre back in at some point, then Robin was going to come back in, to play against him, but that never happened, and so the Bulls never had their best defensive unit out there.
Now, when you look at the pivotal point of this game, that what changed it all, the Bulls were up 51-39, about 2 minutes left, and Chris Paul hits Blake Griffin with a bounce pass. From where you were sitting at, describe what you saw, and tell me if you feel like that had a major role in what wound up being this 19-point comeback, or if that was just it was just another play.
Well, it was one of those ones, we were all the way across the court from it, so I saw it kind of from afar. And obviously when it happened, it was like, oh, well, Robin Lopez might have to retire now. That's just, it was one of those kinds of, it wasn't quite Timofey Mozgov level in terms of like the Blake Griffin canon or like the Kendrick Perkins one from the playoffs a number of years ago, but it was up there as far as his recent ones. But at the same time, like, the Bulls still led the rest of the way until the middle of the fourth quarter when the Clippers retook the lead, so it didn't feel like a shift at the point in time. But looking back, you can see, okay, this jump started the Clippers' run a little bit. They cut it to single digits. They kind of stayed in that single digits. I think the Bulls got it back up to 10 a couple of times in the third quarter, and then it was 5 at the end of the third. But you could definitely say, that dunk was as much as it was an incredible play just as a fan. Yeah, you could definitely say that it jump-started kind of the Clippers' comeback that ultimately resulted in a win for them.
So the Clippers are 12-2, best record in the league, at least for a couple of days. Blake Griffin had 26 points, making all 10 of his free throws. The only second time that happened in his career. Here's more sound from Staples Center. And as usual, we want to thank Sean from The Athletic for coming through with us on ClipperBlog.
Thanks for having me on, man.
All right.
the shots, or at least this. Obviously, that's what I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen,
Did you see the lineup we had? I mean, we had the most unconventional lineup I don't think we've ever played with that lineup. And it was one of those games where you just kind of throw out any coaching book and just throw guys out there until you found the right combination. And Mo and Blake were phenomenal. Austin, CP, I don't even know, Jamal. And really it was Austin, Jamal, and Raymond for the first 6 minutes of that quarter. And, you know, we got guys, you know, Jamal guarding Wade, Austin guarding Butler. I mean, that was not in the game plan before the game. And it worked. It was good, you know, but really all it was tenacious defense.
I've been in this position before, and my teammates has been good to me, especially Paul Pierce, the veteran guy who's been in the league for a long time. Just say keep your head up. It's early in the season, you don't get another chance. So I got another chance. I had to do the things that I knew to help the team win. I did those tonight. Thanks to my teammates.
I knew before the game, this was before the season started, that this was going to be a hard game, you know, every once in a while. So I will not liken it to Wednesday's game in that respect, because the Wednesday's game we came off of a day off. This was the third game in 4 nights, back to back. Chicago was here last night, you know, getting ready, and they've been playing well. So we knew this before the game started. This was going to be a hard game, you know, and they came out and attacked. I mean, the way Wade was shooting, you know, I ranked him as the #1 player at Marquette. After that third or fourth three, I said he may be the best player to come out of Marquette after all. You know, but we kind of hung in there. This is a really good win for us, mental toughness win.
All right, so you know, the play before that, or not the play before that, last time I'd gotten it, I think TV had hit me on a roll, and I went up against Lopez, and I kind of threw up a bad shot. And the next time out, Doc said, you know, go through it, don't try to go around, don't try to do all that. So, you know, we got what we wanted to pick the ball, and you know, just try to play hard. And I said, so the next time out, I was like, that better.
There's nights like this, and when you win games and nights like this, it makes you feel good.